But that's the thing, is if you really want a kid to be able to improve, you have to put them in situations where they're uncomfortable, where they're going to fail, because that's what a game's going to do. And if that's not, part of the primary focus in your training, what are you training? You're just training them to be at like this baseline level where they're never actually going to grow.
This is simple mental processes of overcoming and how to generate mental toughness. A lot of mentally tough players don't just show up that way. At a young age, they were forced into situations where they had to do that on their own and nobody watched. In other words, they were constantly emotionally contested by circumstance, relationships, situations, and they had to overcome it. You take a player like that, he's got to step up. And have you ever noticed how a coach's son tends to be a little tougher than other guys? Well, that's because that coach has either put the athlete in that place. But I'll tell you another thing, that athlete has been around guys that are older than him his whole life. So like when you were growing up, I put you around athletes that were better than you, around guys that were older than you, and you had to rise to that occasion. I never had to say a word. You were constantly in that state of vulnerability, having to choose to compete. And that just was a natural for you to develop some of that toughness that could not be something I did. So there are some values that come online just simply by the environment you're in. So we're not talking about artificially creating this, but a lot of kids who have been kept from it. In other words, moms and dads who have had the participation mentality that every athlete should be given equal participation, a trophy for everyone. I'm not opposed to giving a kid acknowledgement for his participation. I don't think it's wrong to give a kid a trophy when he's 6. Everybody loves to get a trophy when they're 6. As they get older, though, as a parent, we realize the value, at least I did, of having my son be in a situation where he didn't get it. Because that created an environment where I got to sit with you, validate your pain, and go, okay, what's going to happen next?